is saying, you know, about the penalty call, but over a match and over a season, they tend to balance them out. Would be mine. Okay, they're unlucky, but they still haven't, you know, fallen over the line.
It's a definite penalty, though.
It was a penalty.
It was a penalty, yeah.
Cork's lack of a free taker.
Well, they went into the qualifiers. These are set play situations: silent balls, kick-outs, free kicks, and they're now within a week of the All-Ireland quarter-final. And Paddy Kelly, now, maybe unknown to me, he's a free taker somewhere, but I have never seen him taking a series of frees at this level. That's 2 now wide on his own side.
It all looked a bit ad hoc, didn't it?
3 wide on his own side. Now, you wouldn't do that in a season. He doesn't even look confident, Paddy, to me, as a free. Now, they've Goulding on the other side. He's excellent, but he's a kid dog. He can only shoot from the right-hand side. Now, there's no, like, Colin Corkery, Larry Tompkins, they were worth their weight in gold. Donny Shine last week, we saw, you know, what the standard is at. Going into the serious business end of the championship without an elite free taker, whether that's off the floor or out of your hands, is something that can catch you up. You'd want to be 3, 4, 5 points better than the team you're playing if you don't have a good free taker, because it will clip you in the end. And you know, they could have been beaten last night Saturday night by Limerick, and they could point back and look at shocking free taking at this standard.
They are now in the business end of the championship, and you've lost a bit of faith in Cork, Joe.
Well, it's not so much that. I mean, you would have thought after last year that was Conor Coonahan's preparatory year. He sees exactly what he has now, and he knows how to organise them. And you know, everybody has seen Tyrone, how they've developed, and Kerry. And I mean, he's seen that at first hand. I mean, he's played enough against Kerry. He's got marvellous experience that a lot of other teams would love to have early on in the championship. And the team lacks precision. You know, it lacks sophistication. I'll tell you what I mean by that is that, you know, we've all come away from Croke Park in the last five or six years saying, wow, watching Kerry without a team not being able to get a glove on them and a beautiful, you know, execution of the opponent. Same with Tyrone, we've seen them doing it 3 or 4 times where you say, wow, what a standard of football, marvellous. Cork haven't kicked on at all. They look disorganised. It's all about players going on solo runs, long solo running. You know, they run hard through the defence. You know, they have half-backs and midfielders who solo run consistently. Their full forward line's often redundant. I mean, Paddy Cassani ends up on the end of a lot of moves. Alan O'Connor, Aidan Walsh. I mean, Aidan Walsh continually breaks through, and he's got a marvellous engine, but he's not a natural finisher, and there doesn't seem to be any allocation of roles. I mean, Alan O'Connor has a marvellous engine and does brilliant work in the middle of the field. What you've just seen, you just would never see Kerry or Tyrone doing that. And time and again last night, they were charging through without any particular notion in mind other than charging through. They were turned over by Limerick. You know, if Tyrone are the purveyors of smart football, then Cork are the purveyors of dumb football. You know, and I think that, you know, the best way to think of it, I think, is this way. If the 3 teams, who are the top 3 teams, there's no doubt, Cork mainly because of their size and power and the huge amounts of possession that they win. I mean, against Limerick last night, in the second half, they won 9 kickouts in a row at one stage. I mean, so they just have so much ball, but they squander so much of it as they did in the Munster final. But the point I was going to make to you is that if those 3 teams had to manufacture a score to draw level or to win a game, Kerry and Tyrone would know exactly how to do it, and you would see it building. As for Cork, it's all ad hoc. I mean, is Paul Kerrigan a full forward or a half forward? Is he going to play or is he not going to play? He seems to be losing his confidence. He was one of their key players last year.
Off their midfield.
I mean, Donal O'Grady is good from the frees, but doubtful from play. Daniel Goulding disappeared in the All-Ireland final last year, and again, in the crucial time in the big Munster game this year against Kerry. And, you know, it's all very well winning a lot of ball and being very powerful and big and doing a serious amount of hard running, which they do. But ultimately, it's about end product, and whereas Kerry and Tyrone are busily refining that end of the game. I mean, Kerry won a game against Cork. If Kerry had half of the possession that Cork had, I mean, they would have beaten Cork off the field. Cork are staying in these games because of possession and because of sheer drive and will to win, but it's not enough.
Okay. Roscommon to win then next weekend, says Joe Brolly. We'll come back to the quarterfinals and get the lads' view on those in a moment. But we're going to head back to Croke Park first for Mr McGeaney against Mr McEnany. It's Kildare and Monaghan, and your commentator here is Darren Maloney.
underway. Monaghan all in blue with the white trim from left to right in the first half. It's dull and overcast, but there's no significant breeze at all to talk about as Tommy Freeman goes for the first score, and they're back in the groove already after, what, 14 seconds of this round 4 qualifier. Kieran Hanratty, late inclusion in the Monaghan team. Hanratty looking for the second point for Monaghan. That's a peach of a score, is it? Yes, it is.
The goal umpire gave no assistance whatsoever. He just kept his own business. 2-0 for Monaghan.
Colin Walsh with the challenge on James Kavanagh. Free man is Brian Flanagan. Alan Smith. 3 Monaghan men around him. Kavanagh's now free. Is this their first point? There's your answer. They open their account in the 12th minute here in Croke Park. James Kavanagh with the score. Kieran Hughes, Freeman there again. Hughes had trouble with the left boot earlier on. He's happier with this. He had the hand up in the air, and the signal comes from the umpire to raise the white flag, and he got it right, nailed it on that particular occasion. Kieran Hughes. 5-2. Padraig O'Neill. Johnny Doyle didn't catch that. McBennett and Moan getting in each other's way. Alan Smith is there. O'Neill's screaming for it. They got away with murder there, Monaghan.
Oh, it's a really poor pass from Alan Smith. Certainly came off a Monaghan defender. I think it's the goalkeeper, in fact, is it?
A little too strong for James Kavanagh. Sat up nicely for him. Alan Smith is there. Kavanagh from an almost impossible angle. Has he managed it? Oh, yes, he has. That's a fantastic score from James Kavanagh on his right boot.
Fantastic score.
Owen O'Flaherty. Give and go. Eamon Callahan on the Monaghan 45-metre line. Eamon Callahan with the shot. It hangs up there. Is this to bring them level? Oh, yes, it is. 5 points apiece, and the Kildare supporters around Croke Park really finding their voices now. It's been a bit subdued from them. Eamon Callahan starting to become very prominent, and a big gap opens up right down the spine of the Monaghan team. He's dragged back by Damien Freeman. It's a free in, and it's a yellow card for the Monaghan captain. And there is Johnny Doyle's first point of the afternoon, and Kildare lead for the first time in the game. Alan Smith out in front, loads of movement away, and a big gap opens as the cover is all drawn. Goal chance for O'Flaherty, and he put it over the bar. All right, take your point when you're in that situation, but the goalkeeper was a long way from home, Padraig McBennett. James Kavanagh. Kavanagh gets onto the right boot, steadies down, brilliant point. He thought about having a go with his left, but the tide is very definitely turned in Kildare's favour. Conor McManus, Rory Woods on the 45-metre line. Hughes got his foot through that, and they'll take it.
Well done, Hughes. Hughes ploughed on up and hit a cracker. Give them a little bit more hope.
Johnny Doyle with Kieran Hughes. McElroy has gone in to play in the full forward line. Here's Kavanagh now, goal chance, and they've got it. Ronan Sweeney, a goal and a point since coming on at half-time.
Well, great play by Kavanagh. Sees the open man, and you'd have to say it's goodnight Vienna now for sure.
Now it's Owen O'Flaherty for Kildare. Whoever it is, they'll present a very stern challenge in the All-Ireland quarter-finals. It'll be their third year in a row to feature in the last 8 of the championship. Eamon Callahan. That's a beautiful point from Callahan. 8 points to lead.
Well, Callahan down for 2 points, but I must say his contribution from general play has been excellent.
Darrell Flynn put in a great shift around midfield, but they've dispossessed him. Finlay lets it off. Here's an opportunity for McElroy. Goal chance. Goligly in there, and it's put into the back of the net by Hugh McElroy.
He was surely in the small rectangle, O'Dara. Just watch this again.
Finlay launches it in.